Hello, my name is Alexis Ocampo, and I'm here with Sensei Fumio Demura here for this year's Meet the Masters. Sensei, we're so excited and honored to have you today to talk with you and learn and dive in with you more about your history and your karate journey. And we are so excited to have you today.
Thank you for inviting me, and I do my best.
Perfect. Thank you, Sensei. So for the first question, I'd like to ask, very easy, what year were you born?
I born in 1940 in Yokohama, Japan.
Okay, perfect. You answered my second question. And at what age did you start karate?
I started karate about, I started kendo. I was 8 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Then I switched to karate about 14.
Oh, wow.
And then since after that, I never stopped.
Oh, wow. So you have a lifelong journey with karate and with martial arts in general. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Why did you start karate at 14, or why did you start martial arts in general?
Well, I was a kid, my body was pretty weak. And my doctor said you have to do some exercise. So I started kendo. At that time, right after the end of the World War II, so we don't have anything. So my neighbors, they start teaching with a wood stick to make that like a kendo. So then he had to move away. So he introduced to karate dojo, and then started kendo. Then after the kendo was over, started karate. I never seen karate before. So that I was watching and very interesting. And I tried to learn the karate, but I'm too young, so I can't let you in. Then his wife said, talk to husband to try into the karate class. So I was in, but that time was not like today karate. We call sundome, no sundome, so they just punch each other.
Mm-hmm.
So I was every night, someplace hurt, my eye, my nose, mouth. So my parents against karate, but I changed my life in 1961. I was Old Japan, first one Old Japan, everybody together. Goju-ryu, Wado-ryu, Shito-ryu, Shodokan, all together. I was the first place. So that's why I changed to my life. I was, then after that, I meet one guy named Dan Drager. He was an American living in Japan, and all martial arts book translated. So anyway, he introduced me and Dan Ivan. So then I started teaching Kobudo, and then right after he had to go back to the United States. So he invited me to go to the United States. So then 1965, I came to California. Since I've been living in California for over 50 years.
Oh, wow. That is amazing. Those are very good turning points, and all of those events sounds like it just led you to this point today, which is amazing.
Yeah.
So who were your instructors, Sensei? I think you touched on it, but just who were your instructors throughout that time?
My instructor, Ryu Sakagami.
Oh, wow.
And
okay.
Kendo is Taizaburo Nakamura.
Gotcha. Okay. Awesome. And Sensei, so since then, how long have you been teaching? I know that's kind of a easy question for you, but.
Well, first of all, I've been to the United States, introduced the Storyu and Okinawan Kodo. Two of them, nobody knows that time, so I introduced them. So then Black Belt magazine picked him up. and then they made a story. That's why I made a little more big name. And then 1967, 8, I was the first one professional way karate martial art for show business called Japanese Village. Then in 1974, first oil shock came over. The Japanese Village was bankruptcy. 2 days later, I got an interview from Las Vegas Hilton Hotel. So I went over there and I tried to perform in there. And the next day, said, okay, you pass. So then I did 2 years at Hilton show business. That time I meet Pat Morita and Wayne Newton and Benihana owner. So then I quit Hilton. Then they got the movie business. So I did first one I did called The Island of Dr. Moreau. But 50 martial art people interviewed. But I was with my friend, but I don't understand what to say. So everybody left. So then me and maybe 12 people stay. Then I had a guy come up and said, sign the paper. So I signed the paper. And after that, I had to fight with the tiger, lion, the bear.
Oh my gosh.
So anyway, then I had about 8 weeks training. And then I moved to the, started shooting the film at Santo Thomas, Virgin Island. And then after finish, and I don't have any more job, but then Chuck Norris introduced me to Karate Kids for Miyagi's part. And then I went over there, but it's pretty hard for me. So I back up. Then after that, Pat Johnson, he got coordinating, and he called me and said, we got Miyagi's part by Pat Monita, but he doesn't know karate. So I want you to help. So then after that, I went over there. I did it for he's the stand-up for 27 years.
Wow. That is amazing.
So then
Sensei.
after that, yes, after that, I got 2 heart attack. So I quit film. And then 5 years ago, I got a brain tumor called a hematoma. And 95% of the doctors say it cannot survive. So I have 5 days coma, and I wake up, and I get out of the hospital. But unfortunately, my arm, my right arm, my right leg doesn't move. So I cannot hold up my pencil. So then after that, I made called origami for the bird. And then, but I don't buy the paper. I use the newspaper and the scratch paper. I cut it, and then I made it. I made a 10,000 bird. Even today, I make it because my hand is moving now. Only problem, my leg doesn't go too much yet, but I had to work for that. So then I retired from movie business, but 2 weeks ago, I got from Walt Disney production, and they made a TV show called Shogun. So I start a supervisor for that. So I went to Canada for 2 weeks. to help all new people. So then I just come back. That's it.
Wow.
So I'm still alive.
Sensei, that's an amazing story. It sounds like, what's different with you, and I know all of the, senseis that I've met and that are out there that I haven't met yet, they all have a different impact, but you impacted so many different people in the showbiz. And then also with your story too, you've grown so much just from teaching yourself, just to simple things like
Yeah.
with origami. I mean, that's very hard to do, but also that's amazing. That just shows how, you're able to teach all these people, and also you're able to implement it to yourself too for your health.
Reason I'm doing this because I know thousands of people same situation I have called hematoma.
Mhm.
So people, I know so many people suicide and doesn't do anything. That's the reason I'm trying to show to the people you cannot do that. You have to keep going.
Mhm.
So that's why I make it stronger.
That's really good, Sensei. Yeah,
So that's why
exercise is
I
good.
started teaching that.
Yeah, that's very good. I mean, that's a very good life lesson to teach. That's not just something that you just teach just for a movie set or for a competition. This is a lifelong thing, which actually is my next question I was going to ask you was, what do you think the benefits are of practicing karate from your point of view? You've already explained so much, but if you want to highlight on
Well,
different things.
reason I'm doing this because karate helped me. Without karate, I don't think I can make either. But the karate made me stronger and looking for future. So I go everyday dojo.
Mhm.
If I stop karate, I'm die.
Mhm. That's amazing. That's definitely a lifestyle to
Yeah.
have. Yeah. Now, from when you've started your martial arts journey, and then also with karate too, how have you seen the sport evolve from when you started till now?
Uh, More like related with karate. And I started teaching kobudo and also called batodo. It's a Japanese sword fighting, cutting. So that's why I started teaching there.
Mhm. So you started to implement that a little bit more.
Yeah. And
Mhm.
kobudo, I create so many other weapons. For example, maite, it's a tonfa two handle. You use tonfa have one handle to grab it, but this maite is a two handle. That's original from a Chinese crutch, walker crutch. So that's what they made it. And also called tekko. It's a original tekko is like a brass knuckles, but this one is made by horseshoes. Horseshoes are two together, and then tie them up in this middle, and then hold this way, striking. So that's from there I made it called tuno tekko. It's a horn sharp, both sides sharp, and I made it tekko. It's a real popular right now.
Yeah, I think I've seen it. That's amazing. So it seems like I know you're very, that's your niche. That's, what you've grown up with, and that's what you're able to teach throughout your whole karate journey throughout the decades. So that's awesome and amazing to see you evolve those different types of kobudo weapons too for competition and for just teaching as well. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's so good. Now, where do you see karate going in the future? How do you see it in the future?
I'm not sure yet. Uh, Only I can see we start losing a little bit loyalty because Olympic. So Olympic make a little different way to do. Used to be one teacher and stay same teacher forever. But now people switch around. Over there have a more better technique than here, so they move. They move again. That's what they do there. So that's I don't like it. So we don't still do, we still do it all the way. And also, too many video come up. So you look, when I was fighting, everybody different way to fight. So you had to study other guys. Shotokan guy, different way to fight than the Storyu guy. Goju guy, different than the Wadoryu guy. So they study more. But today, doesn't matter what the style. You go to the tournament, everybody's same, exactly the same way. So that's the different old time fighting and the new fighting, two different groups. Other day I was watching about 1,000 people, maybe 8 rings, and I look all the people, every ring, same way to fight, no more different.
Yeah, that's very true. It's definitely changed a lot from that style to now from today. It's definitely different.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now, Sensei, since you have so much knowledge and you've worked with so many different types of martial arts practitioners, different celebrities, and everyone that you've impacted and influenced, what would you give, karateka athletes or instructors or anyone in the karateka world? What advice would you give them?
I want you the people to know, don't switch around too many. See, my way, one thing's deeper. A lot of people, they do more shallow and wider. So that's a big difference. So I want you to stay, one thing you want to learn, you stay there. So that's why I tell the people.
Yeah, that's kind of like that saying where when you water a tree, it's going to continue to grow. If you keep going to different trees or if you keep going to different places, your tree is never going to grow. So when you have that
That's right.
relationship, yeah. My father used to tell me that. That's a good one. And
Yeah.
Sensei, you've touched on so many different memories, and I mean, we can go for hours for how much you've experienced in the last few decades here. But if you want to touch upon again some of your fondest memories of your martial arts journey, if you want to add more, or if you want to kind of repeat whichever ones that you want to have the audience get to know and remember you by.
I don't know. When I started karate, the movie business, and totally different way to fight. Karate is so quick, but movie business is totally different. Look like I hit it, but it's not. For example, you punching, I stop right here. But the movie is far away, but camera right inside. So look like I hit it. So that's things I had to learn. The karate and the film business, a little bit different technique.
Was it harder to go back and forth from teaching your students and then going back to the movie business? Was it hard to transition between the two?
Yeah, well, I tell you one story. Many years ago, in Japan, everything stopped. But other guy doesn't move. And I did it for Japanese village, and nobody clapped my hand. So it's funny. So we started thinking about how to do that. So then I found you look like I hit it, you boom, move. So then people understand more. So that's why I started doing that. And then that was a big success.
Wow. That's amazing, Sensei. It's very rare to have, like someone like you to make implements and change like that in the show business, but then also take that and put it in your actual karateka journey with your students and your teachings and whatnot. So that's amazing. Wow. It's amazing. Sensei, last question for you. And I know you've been a part of AAU, the AAU Karate organization, for so long. But what part of, what's about AAU that makes you come back to the program, and what makes you continuing your support for the AAU Karate organization?
AAU and all other organizations basically same, but leader is a little different. A leader make a big different way to organize. AAU have a good leadership, so everybody for that. That's why I like it.
Yeah, I agree. Anything you want to add, Sensei, for the audience here?
I like to say, doesn't matter what is, do your best. That's I always tell everybody. Doesn't matter you make money or not. If you want to do it, you do best. So this way, then next time he wants again, he call me back. But if you don't do a lousy job, he never call me back. So whatever you do your best. That's my word.
That's amazing. Thank you, Sensei. You have so much knowledge, and it doesn't go unnoticed, your knowledge and your experience and all the impact and influence that you've had throughout these whole decades, starting in the 1960s when you started the show business in the background, but then, coming forward, you've had so much of an influence and impact on the karate world. And we want to thank you so much for your time, Sensei, for sharing your journey, your knowledge, and your advice for us, because those are things that we can always hold on to.
Yeah. Also, martial art people should be like a heart of water. That's very important. Why? Water make it dirty clothes, make it clean. Water, any plants, animals, human beings, without water, you die. Water, they never stop. He always go to move around. So no fighting. Go always move around. So that should be all martial art people think that way. That's what I can tell you.
That's so good. Thank you, Sensei, so much. That is amazing. And as an athlete myself, and as an instructor, and also for all of our listeners too, that's always a good lesson, always flowing, always adapting to your situation, never stopping for anything that comes your way.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sensei Demura, for everything that you've shared with us today. We're very grateful.
Okay.
And we your impact and your influence to us and to all over the world, it doesn't go unnoticed. So thank you so much for sharing that with us today. And we look forward to seeing you again in the future.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, Sensei. Thank you.
All right.